These are the 10 top sales lessons that you need before getting into any sales role. And I learned these all from timeshare. So timeshare, if you don't know it, is the most hated sales industry in the world. Back then, it wasn't sexy to be in sales. You're seen as a scammer. And for me, this is where I found like a big hole in a lot of the sales industry. And luckily I didn't with it. So I just did my own thing, my own style. I made good money and I close big deals. So for me, these are the top 10 notes, tips, ideas that you're going to use, and I'm going to layer it in with some timeshare knowledge as well. And subscribe while you're here. I always forget to do it at the start, but also free mini course. Just use it, have a little look. Most people aren't that big on LinkedIn. Most people aren't pushing LinkedIn. So I just did a free mini course so everyone can actually have a look at how I teach, my style, how I talk, like the resources that I've got. So then you can get the most from it. Anyway, easiest one straight off the bat. Number one is ABC. Everyone knows it, always be closing. But do you actually feel like that when you're thinking and when you're talking and when you're living? Probably not. But it's a good mindset to have. Just like, if the door is open, you close it. If you've got OCD, perfect. Because what you'll find, if you've got OCD and you see a door open, it has to be closed. But if you've got that straight, then you're next. This is one of my favorites. It's always better to be a little strong than weak. No one respects weak. Weak gets walked over. These boots were made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. I imagine that was about walking over a guy or a person in general. If you're strong, headstrong, and you go a bit too heavy, maybe someone will get upset or pissed off, but they'll respect you. That's for goddamn sure. Way more fun as well. I'd rather have people respect me and fear me than think I'm a soft little prick. Next. So if you're in, this is a different type of sale, but if you're in timeshare, I know the timeshare industry is still huge, and if you don't know about it, have a little research, because it's basically like a fractional ownership of a hotel room that you can buy for a certain amount of weeks over a certain amount of years. You lock in your investment, you remove all of the interest and inflation that will come over time, and yeah, you just lock in package holidays basically. So for me, what I would always do is I would box the money. Boxing the money is always huge. For me, as I get a little bit older and different in sales, I'm less into negotiating as much. I just don't with negotiating. I'm like, this is my way or fucking the highway, more or less. But timeshare is different. You have money to play with, and you have to box the money, because as soon as you box the money, because a lot of their issue will be around they don't want to spend the money today. They didn't plan on spending the money today. So what you do is you box the money. So what you're doing is you're not asking them for any more or any less than they're already spending. So we call it the disposable vacation income. And what you do is you work out how many weeks of vacation the person goes on during the year, 1 or 2 weeks. Then you ask them, do you see that number increasing, decreasing, or staying the same over the next few years? Everyone's going to say increasing, but let's just say they do 2 weeks a year, it's only going to increase. So 2 weeks a year, how much do you spend on average on one of your vacations? We probably spend about 3K for a family of 4. Perfect. So 3 times 2 is 6,000. That's what you spend every year regardless, right? Yeah, perfect. So do you normally pay that in credit card, so you pay it up front, or do you pay it in like installments, or do you just have the cash and you just drop everything in? We usually do installments. Buy now, pay later stuff. Perfect. Okay, cool. So roughly you're spending about $500 or pounds, whatever currency it is, per month. Yeah, okay, perfect. So what I was going to do, and this is me just talking you through like the initial start of a timeshare talk, and it would have changed a lot now. I was in timeshare years ago, right? So it would have changed, but the setup and the clothes will still be fairly similar. It's just an easy way to make people feel safe. So cool. You're spending $500 a month anyway, with or without us. Can we agree? Yeah. You get the verbal tie down. Perfect. So with or without us, you're going to be spending that. And I guess with inflation and, prices just on the up in the last few years, do you imagine it's only going to keep on increasing the cost of living in the next 10, 20, 30 years? Yeah. Okay, cool. That makes sense. So really like £500 this year per month could probably turn into, 600-700 over the next few years per month. Yeah, okay, cool. And you just get them to agree on certain things that you know that you want to tie them down into, because it is true. Inflation is going to increase, cost of things are going to increase, everything is going to increase. And what you've done then is you're only competing for the same money. So this isn't a sales presentation, this is a money comparison presentation, essentially. If they're spending $500 a month anyway, and I can show them something that they would spend $500 a month as well, but get more and better service, then it's a win-win. It's easy. Why wouldn't you do that? Especially if you've got a family. If you're 20, you're not going to do it. Like, you want to have the freedom and the travel, whereas if you're mid-30s, early 40s, 50s, 60s, you want to go on 2 to 5 trips a year, and you want to go back to the same resort, and all your other mates are going back to the same resort, and you can get discounts on food and drinks and, you know, the upgraded rooms. Like, why wouldn't you do that? So a big thing with timeshare is the demographic. Much harder to sell a younger couple unless they're like very into stability and saving money. So yeah, it's just a little bit of a different tactic. So that is how I would start the call. And then all I would let them know is that I'm only going to compete with the money they're currently spending. Cool. Yeah. Sorry about that, Dolly. Just cut that bit. But yeah, all I would do is do that, and then I would just say, cool. So all I would like to do, and I like to frame it as if I'm the best. So I'm a super transparent person. I don't like to bullshit people. I don't like to waste people's time because I don't want anyone to do the same with me. And I like to get soft energy on this because it softens people. So for me, the sooner you hate what we do, you hate me, and you don't want to join the program, the quicker I can go back to my life. I've got a diving course later on, and the quicker you can go play on the beach and drink some margaritas. How does that sound? Yeah, good, perfect. Again, all you're doing here is just tying down to the fact that, like, by saying that someone hates them, they don't hate me, they don't hate the program, they don't hate the food, they don't hate anything, but by telling them that, they push back the other way. And you're telling them, again, I'm super transparent, I don't want to be here just as much as you do. You push them away. You just push everyone away. The most simple things, you just push people away. It's like the easiest way to get anyone to buy in is a bit of push and pull. We can all push and pull. And then for me at the end, be like, okay, cool. So all I would ask is that as we go through, if you have any questions, you ask me. If you have any concerns, you ask me. And really all I would ask for is like an honest opportunity to potentially own your business today if all of the stars align and you don't hate us. Yeah, cool. So you give us an honest opportunity. Yeah, perfect. Well, so all you're looking for is an honest opportunity. And then from there, you need pattern interruption. Life is about pattern interruptions, not just timeshare, but pattern interruptions is huge. So if you're taking people on a tour and you do the same tour every day, you need a different tour. You go on the same route, you do different things. You fall off your chair, you grab an apple, you walk around an apple and you eat it on the way. You spill your drink, you drop your fork, you do anything. You chat to loads of people who are in the resort. You know, you take a toilet break, you stop off, like do anything that's out of the norm. And then from there, what I would always do is I would fall off my chair in the sales room, or I'd walk in the sea. That would be my go-to every time, just walk in the sea, because they've just got on vacation, they don't know what they're doing, and they just arrived, so it's just easier for them to actually just bomb. Have you been in the ocean yet? No. Well, I'm going to be the guy that takes you in first. Bomb, 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 bomb. Smoke a cigarette, whatever you want to do. And then from there, when you get to the sales office, again, along the way, you're getting some tie downs. You're doing some discovery questions. You're writing shit down, and you're just getting to know them on a deeper, more personal level. The more you do that, the more they'll like you. The less you talk about the program, the more they'll like you. The less you talk about the program, the more they'll ask you about the program. The more they ask you about the program, the more they're bought in. And then you just ask them questions. What do you mean by that? What exactly is it you'd like to know? And then you just pack. You're not there to sell. You can give a single if they buy or not. And that is the energy that you need with a product like timeshare, because then they buy in themselves. And that's the energy you need with everything. You don't need their money. You don't need their investment whatsoever. There's hundreds of thousands of people that will buy. And if you're not the one, I don't get upset about some spilt milk. I'll go do my own thing. I'm here as a stepping stone. I'm here just to live my life and make a bit of extra cash. That is the energy that you need. I don't give a if you close, and that is it. Once you get to the sales office, after doing a few more tie downs, some handshakes, making some jokes, not really buying into them at all, letting them buy into you, then the games begin. You will have a manager that will come over and they will help you close deals. And all you do is you either, if it depends on where you go with the manager, they're a bit of a prick, you make sure that the customers know that you're on their side. If they're really sound, then you're all on the same side and you battle the directors. It needs to be, again, the push and the pull. You need to battle someone. You're on their team. Me, you, John and Mary, we're going to get the best deal we can today. Sound good? Yeah, but perfect. Okay, cool. This geriatric fuck here is going to come over, he's going to tell you this and this. You're going to say no. You're just telling them what to do, what to say to get the exact outcome that you want, because you already know that you can provide them with a great service and a great product at the price that they can afford, because you already found that out right at the beginning. Simple. It's so simple, and that's what you do. You just make them buy in to you for as long as possible, and they buy into the program, pin them against someone else, you make yourself invaluable, heavily trustworthy, and then they buy. I could go way deeper into it, but it's been a long time since I've done a timeshare presentation. But a lot of the tips and tricks is stuff like, when you ask someone on a scale of 1 to 10 what's your level of whatever it is, 5 is not for you. Make sure people can never say 5. 5 is for a politician or for Switzerland. I don't want to tie people down, get them fucking bought in. When you box them money, ask them how much they can do on a monthly. Honestly, if you just want timeshare notes, I can send you. I've got them all here. But in my mind, it's like, if you still need notes after a couple of years of doing this shit, then it's like you need this shit ingrained. You need to patterned it. So yeah, there's a few of my top sales tips lathered in with some timeshare teaching. Wasn't the most defined video, that's for sure, but we get it done. In a bit, subscribe, ciao.